Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Leslie, for those of you who don't know me, who are new to my channel. Hi. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Leslie, for those of you who are new to my channel. Today's video is going to be how I got my baby to stop throwing up. I wrote notes, but I left them in the room, and Eden is sleeping right now, taking a nap, so I'm just gonna wing it. So for the first month of Eden's life, which seemed like an eternity, she was throwing up all the time. And I don't mean she was spitting up, she was throwing up like it would fly. There was a lot of it. I was covered in vomit all the time, and it was really scary and really sorry. I was just worried about her. I was worried, if there was something wrong with her. Like, it was intense. It was a lot. It wasn't even a little bit of spit up. It was a lot. And so I pretty much spent the first whole month of her life like without a shirt and stuff, because I would literally be covered in vomit all the time. We had towels on our bed so that if she threw up, it would not like damage our mattress and stuff. Like, it was intense. And it was every time she ate, it was like multiple times a day. It was all the time. So I kind of want to share with you guys what I did to help her stop throwing up, because I know it's something that a lot of moms go through and don't necessarily know what to do. And I've like heard some moms switching to formula because of it. And so I just want to kind of teach you guys, not teach you, but kind of inform you of the things I when that was happening to us. So one of the things that we did was, I used to use the boppy to feed her, and I loved the boppy when she was a newborn, but the thing with it is that the boppy is leveled out, so therefore she's like this. Let me take that out. Therefore she's like this. And I read that her head should always be above her stomach, so she should kind of be inclined. That way it can go down instead of like going up and staying there, causing her to throw up. So that's one thing I started doing. I started feeding her without the boppy and started making sure that she was inclined and her head was always above her, or higher than her stomach, if that makes sense. Another thing that I started doing was I interrupted her feedings and burped her, so therefore she could get out that air, and instead of like all that air building up in there and causing her to throw up. So I would burp her, and then I would continue feeding her, and I would interrupt it at least once throughout her feeding. In my case, she is exclusively breastfed, and I had an over milk supply and an overactive letdown, so that kind of contributed to it too. So she was also overeating, because when you have an over milk supply, you have a lot of fore milk, and so they get more fore milk than Hind's milk, and so she would have to eat more to be able to get full and get that Hind's milk. And so what I also did was I would take the Haka before I would feed her, and I would empty my boob out a little bit, so that way there was less fore milk inside my breast. Another thing we started to do was that I would sit her up for 15 minutes after the feeding. I still do this. Sit her up for 15 minutes after her feeding. I won't move her. I won't like get up with her or anything like that. I'll stay put for 15 minutes. And that helps her, I don't want to say common sense, but something I didn't even think about when I was feeding her. But it helps everything settle down and helps her not throw up. The last thing that I started doing was I cut out dairy from my diet. I didn't cut it out completely, but I really don't consume much dairy at all. And I did that just in case she has a milk protein allergy, which I think she does. Pretty sure she does, because whenever I consume dairy, the color of her bowel movements change to the color that they say it changes when they have a milk protein allergy. And I can tell that her stomach kind of has like a little bit of gas issues every time I have dairy. So that's another thing I did. That was a really hard thing to do, because if you know me, you know I love cheese. Love cheese. So we changed our milk to 1% milk and fat-free milk, and so that it's more water than milk. And yeah, I don't really consume cheese. I really try to stay away from dairy, and that's helped a lot. And I remember, you know, it was so bad, like her throwing up was so bad, that I went into one of the Facebook groups that I'm in, mommy Facebook groups I'm in, and I like asked them, you know, like, what should I do? Because, you know, my husband wanted to switch to formula, because he was like, maybe we give her formula, it will help her. And I was like, that's not gonna help her, you know. And so stuck to my gut. I tried all these different things, and it helped. Like when she hit 1 month, I believe it was, that was it. She wasn't throwing up anymore, and thank God for that. But we had to try all those things in order for it to work. And I know there's a lot of people who give up. I know people in my life who have given up breastfeeding because their babies are constantly throwing up all the time and they don't know what to do. So you can try all those things if you are going through the same thing. Hopefully they help you. And yeah, I know it worked for us. And you know, one thing that works for one baby may not work for the other baby. You know, all babies are different, and that's okay. But I just want to encourage you not to give up. There will come a time where your baby will stop throwing up. I promise. It will just take time. And yeah, like, that's my story. Those are the things I wanted to share with you guys. And hopefully they were helpful. I know some of them might be common sense, but when you're a first-time mom, some of these things just don't come to your head, you know, to come to your mind. You just don't think about them. So those things really helped me, and I do hope they helped you. If you found this video informative, please give this video a thumbs up. Please subscribe, and please hit that bell notification button so you can be notified every time I upload. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye.